Bonjour les étudiants of class 10. Hope you're doing good, fine. So today we'll be continuing the exercises of lesson 3, felicitations. We got 3 more exercises left, I guess. Okay, the complément d'objet indirect with the indirect pronouns. Already in first lesson we saw the direct pronouns, I guess, and so this lesson we will be saying the indirect pronouns, and we just got only one exercise with indirect pronouns, and which is easy also. And then we got an exercise with comparison, right? With comparison, and the other exercise, the last exercise will be making sentences. Okay, making sentences using some expressions which are given. And that's it for today. We'll be just doing 3 exercises. Please take notes. Hope you're writing the classwork properly, neatly. Okay, so see you guys. Let's get into the slides. And so here we are. So we'll start with a small revision of COD. Okay, COD, that is COD. Okay, it's not the COD that we think. Okay, this is complément d'objet direct. Okay, so direct object. And so what is a direct object? So an object, okay, subject, verb, object. That's how a sentence is made. And so the object will be directly linked to the verb. Okay, so here for example, j'aime la glace. Okay, j'aime la glace, which means I like ice cream. So you can see after the verb aimer, you got la glace, a determinant and an object directly, and without any preposition. Okay, il regarde la télévision. He watches television. Okay, so regarder, then la télévision. Oui, elle achète une robe. She buys a frock, a dress. Okay, so after the verb acheter, you got une robe, so which is directly linked, and there is no preposition, which means it's a direct object. Okay, it's a direct object. That's how you find out. Okay, if there is nothing, if there is no preposition after the verb, in between the verb and the object, it is a direct object. Okay, so these are some examples, and in order to find, you can even question it directly. Okay, j'aime la glace, j'aime quoi? Okay, il regarde la télévision, il regarde quoi? Okay, elle achète une robe, elle achète quoi? Nous aimons le chef, nous aimons qui? Okay, so qui means who? Okay, so nous aimons le chef. Okay, even the question, you can see it's like directly we are placing the mot interrogatif, the questioning word quoi or qui. And the last one, tu attends ton frère. Okay, you're waiting for your brother. Okay, tu attends qui? Okay, the verb attendre here, we can place it directly. Okay, when you're coming for complément d'objet indirect, COI, this is actually indirect object. You can see there is a preposition in between the verb and the object. Okay, so it is highlighted with red. You can see il parle à son père. Okay, il parle à son père, which means he speaks to his father. Okay, so he speaks or he talks to his dad. So to his dad. Okay, to, it's actually the preposition here which is placed. And you can even, when you're questioning il parle à qui, you can't just say il parle qui. Okay, we don't say he speaks whom. Okay, he speaks to whom. Okay, so depending on the verb, okay, so the following word, the following object may be direct or indirect. Il parle à son père. Je téléphone à Varun. Okay, je téléphone, I make a call. Okay, I make a call to Varun. Oui. Je téléphone à qui? Okay, I'm making a call to whom? Okay, you can see after the verb, you can't place directly the object. Okay, you got to insert a preposition. Okay, then you got to place the object so that it makes sense. Right? So this is what indirect object means. Okay, Johnson pense à ses vacances. Okay, Johnson thinks about his vacation. Il pense à quoi? What he thinks about. Right? Here we use about in English. Okay, elle parle au professeur. Okay, elle parle au professeur. So professor, it's a noun. Okay, so and as it is placed here as an object, we use o, not a. Okay, a will be placed for a name. Okay, for a name we'll be placing a, and if it's like a professor, a noun, okay, so we'll be placing o. Okay, elle parle au professeur, elle parle à qui. Okay, so just keep in mind, after the verb, if you got a preposition a, right, you got to replace it with indirect pronouns. Okay, and if there is no preposition, you got to replace it with direct pronouns. Okay, so let's see the pronouns first here. Les pronoms compléments d'objet direct et indirect. So these are the pronouns. They are almost similar. Okay, both are almost similar. You can see the je, tu, il, elle, nous, vous, il, elle, the subject pronouns. Okay, on both sides, the subject pronouns. And then we got me, te. Okay, in the left side you can see me, te, le, l apostrophe, la, l apostrophe, nous, vous, les. So these are the direct pronouns. Okay, these are the direct pronouns. And the right side you can see me, te, lui, lui, nous, vous, leur, leur. Okay, so these are the indirect pronouns. For the first person, second person, okay, so now mind singular or plural, okay, the pronouns are same. Okay, the pronouns are same in direct pronouns as well as indirect pronouns. We use the same pronouns, same spelling, same pronunciation. That's it. So just for the third person it will be a bit different. Okay, so in direct object we'll be using, for the direct object we'll be using le, la. Okay, for the indirect object we'll be just using lui. Now mind if it's masculine or feminine. Okay, so for plural, same way, for the direct objects we'll be using les, and for the indirect objects we'll be using leur, L-E-U-R. Yeah, so now we'll see an example here. So verb COD, COI. So I got a sentence there. Nous posons les questions au professeur. Okay, nous posons les questions au professeur. So you can see nous, N-O-U-S, it's actually the subject pronoun. Okay, subject. Posons, it's actually the verb, poser, to ask, to pose. Okay. Les questions. Les questions, which is a direct object. Okay, you can see after the verb poser, we don't have any preposition, we directly got les questions. Okay, so next you got au professeur, which is marked COE, which is an indirect object. So why? Because we got O, AUX. AUX, it's nothing but A accent plus les. Okay, plus LES. A accent plus LES is AUX, right? So we got a preposition in it, A accent. Okay, so we consider au professeur as an indirect object, les questions as a direct object. Okay, so even if you question them, nous posons quoi? Nous posons quoi? So what do we ask? Okay, what do we ask? We ask questions. So direct object. So nous posons quoi? What do we ask? To whom? Okay, à qui? Which means to whom. Okay, so we place a preposition here, right? To whom. So then it is actually COE. Okay, so indirect object. And you can see how we have placed the pronouns. So les questions, it's plural. Okay, les questions, it's plural. Au professeur, it's plural. So both objects, both the direct object and the indirect object are both plural. So we got to take the plural form of the pronouns. You can see here. Okay, so the plural form you can see for the direct object it's LES, for the indirect object it's LEUR. Okay, so we don't have masculine, feminine, and so on in plural form. Okay, so now we, as you know, we'll be placing the pronouns before the verb, but in what order? Okay, so you got to place the indirect pronouns first or the direct pronouns first. So the direct pronouns will be placed first, then comes the indirect pronouns. Okay, so if you can see nous, les, leur, posons. Okay, so this is actually an example. Okay, so we don't have exercises with where you got to use two pronouns in single sentence. Okay, so nous, les, leur, posons. Oui. Voilà. And here, oui, nous les leur posons. So fine, we'll head to the exercises. It will be better for you. You can see remplacer les mots soulignés par des pronoms convenables. Faites attention à l'accord. So you got to replace the underlined words, okay, using a pronoun which is convenient. Faites attention à l'accord. So faites attention à l'accord, which means do the agreement. Okay, careful with the agreement. So hope you remember what is accord. So if it's masculine, feminine. For feminine, we'll be adding an e. For plural, we'll be adding an s. Feminine plural, we'll be adding es. Right. So that's what we do. And but we don't do those for all pronouns. We just do it for COD, for just for the direct pronouns, not for the others. Right. So here. So we can observe the sentences first. We got 5 sentences. The first sentence says tu as acheté ces livres au bouquiniste. Okay, tu as acheté ces livres au bouquiniste, which means you bought these books. Okay? So at the booksellers. Okay, au bouquiniste, which means at the booksellers. You can see AUX bouquiniste, it's underlined. Okay, they are underlined. So you got to use you got to replace them using a pronoun. Okay, so we got AUX. So what pronoun we'll be using? We'll be using the indirect pronouns because we got a preposition in it, right? And then les together they say AUX. The second sentence, les élèves ont déjà parlé au directeur. The students have already spoken to the director. Again here you can see au directeur, it's underlined. O, it's nothing but a accent plus le. Okay, a accent plus le, it's au. Right. So les élèves ont déjà parlé au directeur. So the third one, nous avons donné des cadeaux à nos amis. Okay, you can see directly there is the preposition a. Okay, so what pronoun we'll be using? COI. Okay, indirect pronouns. À nos amis. So we asked some gifts, okay, to our friends. Pardon, we gave. Okay, nous avons donné, we gave some gifts to our friends. So the fourth one, j'ai demandé la voiture à mon frère. I asked car, okay, so to my brother. Okay, à mon frère. So again you can see the preposition à, it's visible, clearly visible there. So the last one, il a prêté sa voiture à ses amis. Okay, prêter it's to lend. Okay, to give, to lend. He has lent his car to his friends, à ses amis. Okay, so à ses amis, which is indirect object. Okay, you can see the preposition à. So now the second thing is, okay, it's underlined, it's easy. Okay, now the second thing you got to see if they are singular or plural. Okay, so the first sentence, au bouquiniste, singular or plural? It's plural, right? Okay, so for plural, what pronoun we'll be using? So all these things are like in third person. All these are third person. Okay, so we got to use the indirect pronouns in third person. So you got to check if it's singular or plural. Au bouquiniste, it's plural. So it's L-E-U-R. Okay, L-E-U-R. Where will you place L-E-U-R? Tu as acheté ces livres. Okay, so the leur will be placed before the verb. Okay, so before the verb, which is tu leur as acheté ces livres. So the leur will be placed before the auxiliary. Okay, before the auxiliary, avoir will be placed. Okay, this is actually a rule you got to remember. If the verb is conjugated in passé composé, okay, if the verb is conjugated in passé composé, so you got to place leur before the auxiliary and not before the past participle. Okay, so you'll be placing tu leur a acheté ces livres. That's it. The underlined word will be like omitting, okay, in the answer, okay, because we have replaced this using a pronoun. Oui. So now we'll go to the second sentence. Les élèves ont déjà parlé au directeur. Au directeur. Oui. So which is singular or plural? Singular, right? So what pronoun you'll be using in the indirect list? So it's not L-E-U-R, it's L-U-I, right? L-U-I. So because it's singular, right? So now you got to check the verb, okay? It's conjugated still in passé composé, okay? So where will you place it? Before the auxiliary, okay? O-N-T, it's actually the verb avoir, which is conjugated there, okay? Les élèves lui ont déjà parlé. Okay, les élèves lui ont déjà parlé. That's it. So the third one, nous avons donné des cadeaux à nos amis. À nos amis, to our friends. So singular or plural? Plural. Okay, if it's plural, what pronoun will be using? L-E-U-R. Okay, so where will you place L-E-U-R? So the verb is conjugated in passé composé. So we'll be placing it before the auxiliary. Avoir. Nous leur avons donné des cadeaux. Okay, nous leur avons donné des cadeaux. So the last before one. J'ai demandé la voiture à mon frère. À mon frère, to my brother. So which is singular or plural? Singular. What pronoun you'll be using? L-U-I. Okay, so where will you place L-U-I? So before the auxiliary avoir. So je lui ai demandé la voiture. Okay, before AI will be placing L-U-I, and when you place L-U-I, don't forget to change J apostrophe to J-E. Oui, je lui ai demandé la voiture. And the last one, il a prêté sa voiture à ses amis. Okay, so now we got the plural form. Okay, à ses amis, which is plural. L-E-U-R will be used. So where will you place L-E-U-R? So before the auxiliary avoir. Il leur a prêté sa voiture. Oui, voilà. So now we'll see the answers. Voilà, so it's an alternative ways. Okay, leur, lui, leur. Okay, but at times in the exam they'll be like it'll be in a different order. Okay, so careful, they'll be like shuffling it. So voilà. Tu leur as acheté ses livres. Les élèves lui ont déjà parlé. Nous leur avons donné des cadeaux. Je lui ai demandé la voiture. Il leur a prêté sa voiture. Okay. So one more thing, careful with this exercise. They ask to replace the verbs and the objects which are just underlined. Okay, so not the ones which are not underlined. So we are not going to change everything. Okay, we are not going to use the direct pronouns and all. Okay, because in some sentences even the direct pronouns are possible. Right? So we'll head to the next exercise, and here we are. So the 9th exercise. So it's about comparison. Faites des phrases au passé composé avec les éléments de la comparaison. So you got to do two things. Okay, so which is you got to conjugate the given verbs in passé composé. So then you got to do the comparison by using the signs. Okay, by using the indications which are given at the end of each sentences. Okay, so first we'll see the verbs which are given. Okay, so the first sentence, the verb travailler is given. The second sentence, mettre, it's the verb. Third sentence, gagner. The fourth, it's connaître. The fifth, it's obtenir. Okay, so you got to conjugate these verbs in passé composé first. Then you got to do the comparison. Okay, and you can see at the last of each sentence, you got an indication, a sign. Okay, plus is equal to minus, plus. Okay, so when you got plus, what word you'll be using? Plus, P-L-U-S. If you got an is equal to symbol, what's word you'll be using aussi or autant. Okay, we'll see that. And if you got a minus symbol, you got to use moins, M-O-I-N-S. And the last two, again, we got plus, okay, P-L-U-S. So first thing is you got to conjugate the verbs in passé composé. Okay? For that, you got to know the Dr. Mrs. Van der Trams and also the past participles. Okay? So the verb travailler, first sentence, travailler. Tu travaillais les autres, plus. You got to make a sentence like you worked, past tense, okay, you worked more than the others. Okay, so hope it's right in English. You worked more than the others. That's how you got to frame a sentence in French. So first thing, you got to conjugate the verb travailler in passé composé. Oui. Tu as travaillé. Okay, so travailler. First, you got to check with Dr. Mrs. Van der Trams list. What verbs you got with T? It's tomber. Okay, Dr. Mrs. Van der Trams. T stands for tomber, not travailler. So travailler will be conjugated with avoir. Okay? And to find the past participle, what you do? It's an er ending verb. You cut r, add an accent. You got the past participle. So tu as, as. Okay, tu as travaillé. Now you got to use the element of the comparison, so which is plus. Tu as travaillé plus, plus, plus que, que. Okay, que means than. Okay, when in comparison, que means than. Tu as travaillé plus que les autres. That's it. Okay, tu as travaillé plus que les autres. So the second one, il met plus d'efforts ses camarades is equal to symbol is given. So normally the word plus is given there. Okay, maybe it's a mistake. Okay, it should not be given there, plus plus, but fine. Okay, anyway, we got an is equal to symbol. We stick to that indication. So the verb mettre. So Dr. Mrs. Van der Trams, we got M in it. Okay, so which is monter and mourir. Okay, monter and mourir they belong to the Dr. Mrs. Van der Trams list and not mettre. Okay, so we conjugate mettre with avoir. And hope you remember the past participle of mettre. It's mis, M-I-S, right? Okay, so you got to conjugate il a mis. Okay, il a mis. So in the place of plus, we don't use plus here. Okay, you remove plus, plus. So instead you got to use aussi or autant. Okay, aussi, which means equal to, autant, which means equal to. Okay, so as much as. So you got to see after the comparison word what we have. Effort. Okay, effort, it's given, effort. So which is an adjective or a noun. Okay, if it's an adjective, okay, if it is an adjective, we'll be using aussi, A-U-S-S-I. If it's a noun, we'll be using autant, A-U-T-A-N-T. Okay, A-U-T-A-N-T will be used for the nouns. Yeah, okay. So il a mis autant d'efforts. Okay, in the place of plus, we'll be using autant, A-U-T-A-N-T, autant d'efforts que ses camarades. Que ses camarades. Que will be used. Okay, so which means he has put as much efforts as his co-workers. Okay, camarade, which means friends or co-workers. Oui, voilà. Il a mis autant d'efforts que ses camarades. So the third one, elle gagnait de l'argent. So minus symbol is given. Gagner, it's a verb to win or to earn. Okay, to earn. You got to say like she earned less money. Okay, she earned less money. Minus symbol. There is no comparison with anyone, so no need to use que. Okay, no need to use que. So you just got to say she earned less money. That's it. Okay, so you conjugate the verb gagner in passé composé. Elle a gagné, because we don't have G in Dr. Mrs. Van der Trams. Oui, so we directly conjugate with avoir. Elle a gagné. So now we use the element. Okay, so moins, M-O-I-N-S. Elle a gagné moins d'argent. So D-E-L apostrophe changes to D apostrophe. Okay, because we got moins de. Oui? So elle a gagné moins d'argent. She earned less money. Okay? So we'll move to the next one. Vous connaître plusieurs langues, nous. And we got a plus symbol at the last. So the verb connaître is given. Okay, the verb connaître, Dr. Mrs. Van der Trumps. We don't have C either. Okay, we don't have C in the list. So we conjugate with avoir. And what is the past participle of connaître? Connu. Okay, C-O-N-N-U. Okay, try to revise the past participles, the list that we had in 9th standard or 8th standard. Okay, vous avez connu. Okay, vous avez connu. So plusieurs langues que nous. Okay, so already plusieurs it's given. Okay, already plusieurs is given. So you can write plus de langue. Okay, plus de langue que nous. Okay, so more languages than us, or several languages than us. Okay, so both are fine. But so as you see in the answer, so we have just left plusieurs as it is. Okay, vous avez connu plusieurs langues que nous. Okay, you can write plus de langue que nous, but still that doesn't make sense if you change, if you think logically. You knew more languages than us. Okay, you knew more languages than us, which means before in the past you knew more languages than us. Maybe now we learned more than you. So that's how it is. Oui? Voilà. So you can say vous avez connu plusieurs langues que nous, or vous avez connu plus de langues que nous. Oui? So voilà. So the last one. Son fils obtenir des notes. So again here you can see there is no comparison. Okay, so we no need to use que. Okay, no need to use que. Son fils, his son or her son, obtained marks. Okay, you got to say his son obtained more marks. Okay, son fils a obtenu. Obtenu, it's the past participle. Okay, O-B-T-E-N-U. Son fils a obtenu plus de notes. Plus will be using plus de notes. Okay, more marks. Note means marks. Okay, voilà. So we'll see the answers now. Tu as travaillé plus que les autres. Il a mis autant d'efforts que ses camarades. Elle a gagné moins d'argent. Vous avez connu plusieurs langues que nous. Son fils a obtenu plus de notes. So as I told you, better write the answers using a pencil in your notebook, so that if there is a mistake or anything, you can easily correct. And even when you're revising, that will be easy for you. And so this is actually the last exercise of this lesson. Construisez des phrases avec les expressions suivantes. You got to construct some sentences with the following expressions. Okay, make sentences. Okay, make sentences. You got to do this. So réussir à l'examen. Okay, to pass the exam. Réussir, which means to succeed, to pass. Okay, so to get through. Réussir à l'examen, to pass the exam. Prendre une décision. Prendre une décision, which means to take a decision. Okay, to take a decision. Succès bien mérité. Succès bien mérité, which means well-deserved success. Okay, well-deserved success. Okay, which means you work hard and you succeed. It's a well-deserved success. Okay, if you don't work hard but still you succeed, that's luck. Oui, so voilà. Plan succès. Plan de succès. So plan succès, which means more success. Okay, so more success is waiting for you, something like that. Plan succès. Plan means full. Okay, so full or more, full of success. Oui. Grâce à. Okay, grâce à, which means because of or thanks to. Okay, so because of or thanks to, but it should be in a positive way. Okay, when you're saying something positive, so then you're using grâce à. So now we'll see the answers here. Here we have made some simple sentences, okay, very simple sentences, so that will be easy for you to remember and to make it correct. Because if you try to make some complicated complex sentences, there are chances of making grammar mistakes. Okay, so you can see this, or if you want, you can write it on your own. You can write it on your own, the 10th exercise especially. So there is no rule and all, okay, but it should be grammatically correct. That's it. So réussir à l'examen, vous devez réussir à l'examen. You must pass the exam. Okay, you must succeed in the exam. Okay, vous devez, we use the verb devoir, and you can even directly conjugate the verb réussir even. Okay, vous avez réussi à l'examen. For example, you have passed the exam. Vous avez réussi, but you got to change it to past participle. Vous avez réussi à l'examen. So the second one, il faut prendre une décision. Il faut prendre une décision. So it's necessary to take a decision. Okay, it is necessary to take a decision. Or you can directly conjugate the verb prendre. Il a pris une décision. J'ai pris une décision. Oui. You can even use the same. Vous devez prendre une décision. Oui, so your wish. Succès bien mérité. Succès bien mérité, which is well-deserved success. You can just add c'est un. C'est un succès bien mérité. It's a well-deserved success. Okay, we just add c'est un succès bien mérité, and already it's a sentence, complete sentence. Je vous souhaite plein de succès. Je vous souhaite plein de succès. Je vous souhaite, it means I wish you. Okay, I wish you full of success. Okay, so I wish you full of success. Je vous souhaite. And the last one, c'est grâce à vous. C'est grâce à vous. It's because of you. Okay, it's thanks to you, I made it. Okay, so for example, c'est grâce à vous, j'ai réussi à l'examen. Okay, the first sentence you can just add, but using j'ai réussi, passé composé. It's because of you, I passed the exam. Okay, so voilà. Hope it's fine. Okay guys, so that's it for today. Hope you'll be writing the classwork and you'll be sending me the pictures. And so the next week we'll be doing maybe the translation. Yeah, okay, so see you, take care guys, bye bye.